How's it going, everybody? Bryan Alvarez here on Wrestling Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, Sunday, 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Valley, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern, Sundays with Andrew Zarian. And it is Fun Friday here on the show, and you know what that means? We got Lance Storm joining us here for the program today, because you can't spell fun without Lance Storm. We got a lot to get into here today. SmackDown is tonight, and SmackDown is a John Cena. Is it a tribute show? Do we call it a tribute show if the person hasn't passed away? We're going to celebrate John Cena on SmackDown tonight. Of course, tomorrow is John Cena's final match. We'll go over all of the matches for that show and when John Cena will be wrestling on that show. It's also a very busy weekend with AEW Collision on Saturday night, Continental Classic matches. We got Raw on Monday, and of course, the wrestling world never stops. So, on the top of that, we've got all of the news, including Wrestle Kingdom 20, the Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Okada match. I wonder who's going on last here. They have completely sold out. And there is kind of a funny story about this, but we'll get into that when we talk about it. We also have more news regarding more retirements in WWE, potentially 3 retirements in 2026. One of them was brought up yesterday in the live Q&A that Lance and I did, which is available right now for WrestlingObserver.com subscribers. We've also got notes on the New Japan World Tag League, some changes coming up to TNA. They've got a War Game-style match coming up, and we got one person out and one person in. And we've also got some notes on the first TNA pay-per-view of 2026. We got the first ever PLE the WWE is going to run in Italy, and plenty more. If you want to text us, 425-780-7566. That is 425-780-7566. Back in a moment with more Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Let's do this unnecessary censorship.
Talk about your Psalms, talk about John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says I just your ass.
That was terrible. Horrible. They weren't the Heart Foundation. They weren't the British Bulldogs, okay? They're two geeks. And this celebration these guys did.
Oh.
I mean, they're like, Sean, give me brother! Yeah!
A place like that?
You two dorks. That's what you did! Why are you so excited?
Because they're awesome.
Okay. That was better than the first one.
It picked up at the end there.
Yes.
Unnecessary censorship.
He beat him, and 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 he beat him. I'm sweating.
Time to stop.
And he beat him.
Was this edited?
And then he beat him, and he
I don't
beat
think
him.
so.
I actually wore that shirt. It just says he beat him, he beat him, he beat him all the way down. Like,
All the way down, you say?
I dropped her off at camp, and the camp counselor just looks at me. She goes, he beat him and beat him. I was like, gag gift.
Brian, would you for me again this week? It's too hot to do much.
That's true. It is too hot to do much.
I guess I just better do it because it came up for me.
I'll wait.
It won't come up again. It's pretty short, so I'll just do it. Yeah. Now I gotta find it back.
Okay.
It isn't
Dale, I'm
coming
gonna
up.
kill you. How about you just it? Okay.
Ouch.
What else we got, Vinny? I hope that Granny licks her finger to turn the page. Lick that finger. There'll be
Page
an
2.
unnecessary censorship coming up. Lick that. Okay, let's see. Unnecessary censorship.
So Oro Ethan after the match and gets his ass just into the earth.
Vinny.
And Ethan is leaving, holding his all confident. And then Oro just comes back to life, and now he Ethan's ass.
Oro jumps him from behind.
Yep.
Then he his ass after cheap shotting the guy. That was interesting. That's quite unnecessary. Instead of suffering through the YouTube chat, click like and subscribe. Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Lance Storm is joining us here today.
I am.
Yeah, my eye.
Max is here too. Hopefully he'll behave.
I'm tired. Hey, well, we finally know when it's happening, everybody. Any speculation over the card placement for John Cena's final match appears to be over. With retirement just one day away, John Cena stopped by the Pat McAfee show. I don't know why he didn't come on Observer Live. For an interview on Friday. He confirmed that, as of now, his match against Gunther is scheduled to close the show, Saturday night's main event. Cena said he doesn't know where the idea that he'll be opening the night came from. It would be difficult for him to even conceptualize this match starting the show. He says, I'm not going first tomorrow. We're going last. I don't know how that rumor started, he said. He then said, I was on Jimmy Kimmel. I said, I'm ending the show. I said, I normally go to bed early, but I'm going to stay up late for this one. I guess people didn't read between the tea leaves, like, we're going on last. I don't even know how it started. Difficult to conceptualize that. Again, I don't make the menu. And if I show up tomorrow and they want me to go on first, well, that's what I'm going to do. But we are last at this point.
There you go. Carved in stone.
Listen, I'm telling you 100% from multiple sources that at one point this match was going on first. And now it's not. Until it is. We'll find out tomorrow. So anyway, I don't think it makes any difference, but
We'll know for sure by the time the show's over.
I think when the show's over, we can accurately report Monday when John Cena went on for Saturday night's main event. Tonight on SmackDown, they're going to celebrate John Cena's career. The show is taking place tonight on USA with a special look at the career of John Cena. Cody Rhodes speaks ahead of this Saturday. By the way, I was also told that when the plan was for him to open the show, the main event was going to be Cody Rhodes, Obafemi, WWE Champion versus NXT Champion. That was going to be the main event when John Cena was going to open the show. So I presume actually now, hey, Cody and Obafemi may go on first. I think they'll want a big match to kick it off. Also got Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley versus Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. Alexa Bliss versus Lash Legend. And Ilya Dragunov defends the U.S. title against Tommaso Ciampa. You know what's going to be a banger? Ilya Dragunov and Tommaso Ciampa. Those guys are going to pound the bejesus out of each other in that match. So that's SmackDown, and that is coming up tonight. So we got tonight, we got Saturday night's main event tomorrow, which again could go 2 hours, could go 2.5 hours. Particularly with Cena going on last, they ain't cutting off Cena's final match. They're not telling him to go home early. They're not going to cut off the celebration at the end.
They're not cutting his promo like Goldberg.
I don't think they're going to cut the promo like Goldberg. They're gonna go as long as they're going to go. So that's the story there. Wrestle Kingdom 20. This is the show that has both the Takeshita match. He's defending the IWGP title against the IWGP Global Champion, Yota Tsuji. It is winner take all. I do expect Takeshita to drop the title here, but I suppose
they get a third unifying belt.
anything can happen, I guess. But it's time for Yota Tsuji to be elevated. But anyway, the main event, presumably, is Okada versus Tanahashi. Maybe that one will open the show. But anyway, they have completely sold out for this match. This is the first time in years and years and years and years that they have sold out. And they announced today, and Dave noted in the newsletter, that they have sold out every possible ticket that they could sell. It has broken the attendance and gate record for any Wrestle Kingdom show. From a legitimate attendance mark, it would be the biggest since the Antonio Inoki retirement show in 1998. It is said to be one of the 3 most in-demand tickets, along with Muto versus Takada for the IWGP title in 1995 and the Antonio Inoki retirement show. It's one of the 3 biggest in company history. So here's another one. I can't fathom that match not going on last. But they've sold out every conceivable ticket. And it was funny because I actually have the tweet right here. They tweeted out something today about it. Might have been yesterday. This would have been, it doesn't say when it was. But anyway, it says here, sold out. It talks about the January 4th Dome show selling out. It has achieved, quote, all seat categories sold out, including, it says, additional seating. It's a congratulatory tweet. There's a picture of Tanahashi and Okada and Yota Tsuji and Takeshita. And then it says, Wrestle Kingdom 20 in Tokyo Dome. Hiroyoshi Tenzan retirement.
What?
Yeah. Well, that was a mistake. It's not Tenzan's retirement, everybody. It's actually Tanahashi's.
Do we have a number? Like, how many tickets is this sold out number? Is it like 50,000, 40,000? What's the sellout?
That's a good question, actually. You know, they always claimed it was 60, but I don't think that they actually can seat 60,000 people in there. I would say probably 45 to 50, somewhere around there. I'll try and get that here soon.
Heck of a house.
Yeah. So Tanahashi's retirement, breaking records here. Congratulations to him. Now that brings us to other potential retirements besides John Cena and Tanahashi. So there was an interview. In fact, this was brought up yesterday when you and I did the live Q&A, which is up right now for Wrestling Observer subscribers. YouTube, Twitch, Spotify, and the main site. During an interview with Chris Van Vliet, John Cena discussed his loss to Lesnar and said that, from his perspective, his loss was building up Lesnar for whoever beats Lesnar in the future. Do we really need to build up Lesnar? But anyway, Cena mentioned that Lesnar could possibly be retiring soon. So, as it turns out, there is a SummerSlam coming up, and it just happens to be in Minneapolis. It is August 1st and 2nd. Of course, Brock is a Minnesota native. That's where he made his name in amateur wrestling. And in the new issue of The Observer, Dave noted that he has heard the WWE is working on plans for retirement runs for Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles, and potentially Chris Jericho. Styles has already announced he will be retiring. Jericho is still under contract with AEW currently, but is rumored to be returning to WWE. And the story going around, Dave says, is Lesnar will retire at SummerSlam 2026. I can't confirm that date, but did hear a month ago the working plans for 2026 would be WWE retirement runs for Lesnar, Styles, and potentially Jericho if he signs. I didn't get the impression it was locked in, except for Styles, who has made it clear it will be 2026 and not win. But the Lesnar name has been talked about, which is probably where the story came from. I do have to say this, Jericho, I think, is 56. He's in great shape.
He's not 56.
How old is he? 55?
He just turned 55.
Okay. Who's 56? You?
I am.
Oh,
He's a year and a half younger than me.
I see. Okay.
November 9th.
Well, anyway,
55.
my point is, if they're doing a Lesnar retirement and they're doing a Styles retirement, Jericho should not retire next year. If he wants to do 2027, I mean, listen, you're going to sign Chris Jericho for 6 months or whatever. I mean, if he comes back to WWE, he's going to be coming back to WWE and he's going to be hot. I think you've got at least a year of stuff that you can do with Chris Jericho to then build up a retirement the following year. I don't think we need 3 retirements in 1 year. And I also think you wouldn't be getting the most out of Chris Jericho if he's just coming back in at the beginning of 2026. So I'll get your thoughts on this after the break. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Granny, what have you got today?
Okay, everybody be quiet, okay?
Okay.
Hey, Google, tell us a joke.
What's the most musical part of a turkey? The drumsticks.
Ba-da-cha.
Hey, Google, you suck.
Well, I am still learning. What should we fix?
The guilt in the response.
Hey, Google, that's enough. Hey, Google.
Shut your hole.
Hey, Google.
Hi there, I'm listening. How can I help today?
Hey, Google. Shut up.
How can I be of service?
No, that won't quit.
God.
Hey, Google. No more. Stop.
This is how the war with the robots begins.
Name the hip-hop group that asked the question, are you down with OPP in 1992?
Granny, I will pay you $100 to read that again, please.
Yeah, can you read more?
Name the hip-hop group that asked the question, are you down with O period, P period, P period in 1992?
You somehow made it better. Oh, period. P
Stop the show
period.
now. We have peaked.
P period.
Please send those edits to Brian's email.
Are you down with O period, P period, P period? On the show The Big Bang Theory, Leonard and Sheldon are both physicists. What is there? At what?
What just happened right there?
Physicists,
Yes.
Physicists?
Yes.
Yeah. I lost my track.
you lost your crack.
You were at Sisyphus.
In what city was Nipar
Brooks.
Shakur shot and killed?
Excuse me, say that again.
In what city was Tupac?
Two-pack. Vegas.
Vegas Strip.
Yep.
Join us!
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you know, we got a trip to the Vegas Strip, by
Yeah.
the way.
You can get shot too.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, Google, take a nap. Hey, Google, wake up. Hey, Google, are you awake?
Here's a YouTube music station called Are You Awake?
Hey, Google, stop!
Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Lance Storm is joining us. Should Jericho retire next year or the year after?
I would think you should get at least a year out of him, so I would think 2027 at the earliest.
You'll need a year to get in shape anyway.
I think that ship
Aren't
has
you
sailed,
doing
my
his
friend.
retirement match?
I think that ship has sailed.
Wow. Talk about no faith in yourself, Lance. All right, the finals of the New Japan World Tag League are now set. Yota Tsuji and Gabe Kidd have advanced over the IWGP Tag Team Champions. So, in fact, it will be Tsuji and Kidd versus Zack Sabre Jr. and Ryohei Oiwa on this coming Sunday. determine the winners of the World Tag League. Suji and Kid beat Oscar and Yuto Ice, who are the champions, to earn their spot in the finals. And so there's a few ways that this could go. If Suji and Kid win the tournament, then obviously I think they should just face Oscar and Yuto Ice at the Tokyo Dome. If Sabre Jr. and Oiwa win, then conceivably you could do a three-way, which actually is probably what they're going to do because, it's a sold-out Tokyo Dome. I'm sure they want to get everybody they can on the show. And that's one way to do it because Suji and Kid would have beaten the champions, and Sabre Jr. and Oiwa would have won the tournament. So you could do that. But I guess we shall see. So that's the setup for the finals here. And we shall see where it goes. The NXT TNA Steel Cage match, which is coming up on December 18th, which from reading spoilers, it appears to be War Games. But we can't say War Games, right?
I don't imagine we can say that, but the rules are very, very, very similar.
It's an order of entry cage match.
Sure.
It's blood and guts. Can't say that one either.
I think we've called it Cage War in the past.
Cage War?
I don't know. But yes, they are doing the two-men start, stagger entry. I don't think that's a spoiler. That is what happens, and the people in El Paso have already seen it.
All right.
Thing I was real impressed with, that we actually had a new cage and lower it from the ceiling. So it was
wow. Cool. You've got some money coming in.
Yeah,
that's better than having to set that cage up.
I'm sure the ring crew was happy.
Yeah. I like the cage being set up before because, you set up the cage during the show and like everyone's rushing to get it up. What if they put a bolt in wrong? That whole thing falls down. I like it nice and sturdy and then just lowered into place. They
did that actually. It was when I was booking the local promotion here in Calgary. They put it together obviously beforehand. There wasn't room to even raise it to a ceiling if you could, but they put the bolts inward and then put the nuts on them. And then when one of the wrestlers got thrown headfirst into the cage, he took the bolt to the head and hard-weighed himself really badly.
He became Frankenstein.
Yeah, I had to tell the guys afterwards, it's like, put the bolts out. So they've got the flat side on the inside.
But then it's not a dangerous cage match, Lance. We got to have real danger involved here. How else are you going to bust yourself open nowadays? What was a show called? Didn't they have that pay-per-view where it was all cage matches?
Lethal Lockdown.
Was that the name of the show?
It was the name of the match, but I believe it was also the name of the show, yes.
Okay, because I know there was a Lethal Lockdown match. I was trying to remember what the...
Which was their version at the time of War Games, I believe. They had weapons on the roof, and you entered with intervals, I believe, and then with the quote-unquote, we can't say it, match beyond, they lowered the roof and there was weapons.
Yes. So I think the pay-per-view was called Lethal Lockdown. They haven't done that in years, right?
Yeah, like I don't remember the last time.
Oh, the show was Lockdown. The match was Lethal Lockdown. Somebody find out when the last Lockdown.
Remember when they did the blindfold match in a cage?
Oh, God.
And the blindfolds kept falling off.
I was a non-wrestling thing today, but I was talking to somebody and we were having this discussion about something and we both had a different opinion. You ever had that happen?
Never.
And my whole thing was, well, okay, I disagree with your opinion, and the reason is because it doesn't appear to be working, okay? So anyway, long story short, and this goes for everything, really, but I thought about it with this lockdown thing. There's a lot of theories, and then there's reality. And I think that a lot of times in wrestling, people book and they make decisions based on what should happen or in theory or whatever, and they just ignore reality. A good example is Javon. The theory is he's too young or whatever, but the reality is what are we doing here? Let's look at reality and not whatever your stupid theory is.
Dude's over now.
So the reason that I bring it up is because that Lockdown pay-per-view where they had all cage matches, when they first announced that, I remember everybody was like, this is the dumbest thing. Why would you have a show with all cage matches? You're just going to burn out the concept. Fans are going to be sick of cage matches by the third match in. It's just complete overkill. It doesn't make any sense to have a cage match. How could you have every single match be a cage match? That's ridiculous. Well, in theory, that's correct. You certainly wouldn't want to have a match with the same finish even in every match. You know, you have to have variety. But when I was younger, I used to work those Tim Flower shows, and every year they had a lockdown show. I can't remember what it was called, but it was all cage matches. Mostly because it was easy to set up the cage and not have to take it down till the end of the show. But every single match was in a cage, okay? And the first one I saw was in like 1998. It might even been earlier. I think it was actually before I even worked for him. I went up to Canada, and I remember Travis Tomko, the frog. Was that his gimmick? Anyway, he did like a splash off the top of the cage or something like that out in this little indie show in Cloverdale. But anyway, the point is, like, I went to this show, and these fans freaking went wild from the beginning of the show to the end of the show.
And it drew.
They loved, and it drew. And so when they announced, hey, we're going to do this lockdown show, all cage matches, everybody was like, this ain't going to work. You're going to burn out the crowd, blah, blah, blah. I was like, just you wait. And in fact, every lockdown, every time, it was like the crowd was hot from the beginning of the show to the end. They didn't burn out. They didn't get sick of the cage. It always drew. And I'm actually surprised they don't still do it. You need to talk to him, Lance. Bring back that lockdown show.
I'll mention it. But yeah, I think other than the Kurt Joe pay-per-views, the lockdown was traditionally its best.
Yeah, it's like people liked... You know, another one, they actually did a UFC show once where it was like...
Every match was in a cage.
It was a little bit different. Well, I mean, they were all in the cage, but, you know, back in the day, you know, UFC didn't have the greatest heavyweight division. It was just, you know, whatever. But like the welterweights and the George St. Pierre's and the lighter weight guys, and the heavyweights were just, you know, lumbering slow guys. Well, one year they decided, we're going to do a show. I think it was in May, actually. I think it was like the Memorial Day show. It was like, we're going to do a show, all heavyweight matches. And it was like, well, this show's going to suck. You can do nothing but heavyweight fights on this show. Well, I mean, it must have been just you know, all these old people that remember the World Heavyweight Championship. It was like, this show drew. People bought this show. They bought tickets. They wanted to see all heavyweights from open to close.
They wanted to see big, meaty men slapping meat.
They did.
Biggie knows what he's talking about.
Well, anyway, in this cage match in TNA, getting back to this as I digress, it's like Observer Radio here, but we came back. Santino is replacing Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona was attacked by Lexis King and Stax on Impact this week. He will now be replaced by Santino. So it's got to come down to Santino and Stax there at the end. After Stax punched this guy in the final angle of that pay-per-view last weekend.
It's going to be an awkward Christmas dinner for that family.
Well, you know, if they get it over with now, maybe they can get along.
Maybe they can bury the hatchet by Christmas for poor Ariana's sake.
I don't know if it's good or bad, but, you know, I watched that TNA pay-per-view, Lance, and it had its ups and downs, okay? But at the end of the show, when they had that pull-apart, and then Stax punched out Santino Marella, I got to say, I was more interested in Stax versus Santino Marella than anything else you guys got going on. Because I saw Santino wrestle on NXT a few months ago, and that guy can still go. And I want to see him put a beating on old Stax.
Son of a gun.
That's right. So the cage match is Lexis King, NXT job guy, Stax, The Virgin, Tyson and Tyreek, against Mike Santana, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Steve Macklin, Santino Marella. Listen, I haven't seen the spoilers. I have no idea who wins. I better not find out those NXT geeks beat these top stars. I'll be upset.
Did you at least see Impact on Thursday last night?
Where
the heels won the advantage?
Good. I hope somebody over there had the babyface get the advantage and you put a word in.
Nope, they knew right out of the gate this was the right idea.
Good. We also have a Battle Royal. This is for next week's Impact. We have that, plus a Battle Royal for a TNA World title shot on the first Impact of 2026. And also the Angel Warriors versus Tessa Blanchard and Mila Moore. And then they've also... Mila Moore?
Mila Moore.
They've also announced that it's going to be TNA Genesis, January 17th. And Frankie Kazarian versus Mike Santana has already been announced for that show. Interesting. And JDC will have his retirement match against Eddie Edwards. That'll be January 17th, Garland, Texas, TNA Plus, and pay-per-view. Back in a moment with more Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful.
Happy birthday, dear Granny.
Happy birthday, Granny. Happy 95th birthday.
Thank you.
You got balloons behind you as well, Vinny. People can't really see them.
No.
They think it might just be your hump. But it's very festive
I
day
should not
today.
laugh at that. That's a horrible insult that you just gave
Yeah,
me.
you laughed. It was a good one.
But it was funny.
Happy birthday!
Okay.
Happy birthday, Granny!
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, I don't even know what you just said. Okay, go.
Bye, girls. Close the door, please. Rob Wanska, a top fan. That Granny is one of a kind. If you cannot see that, you're blind. Whether she's knitting a quilt or giving Brian some guilt, she's the greatest old gal that you'll find.
Was that, who was that?
Producer
That was
Rob.
Rob.
Producer Rob?
Yeah.
Fine
like
job,
that.
Rob.
He has talent?
Thank you,
Great.
Rob.
Wow.
This is Mariah May versus Anna J. Anna has a problem. Her top seems to want to drop down. She has to keep pulling it up. Mariah pins Anna for the win. I think Anna just gave up due to the fact that her wardrobe was malfunctioned.
That's what happened?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, if they wore decent clothes, it'd be better. Those T-straps are ridiculous.
Those what?
T-straps. Don't you know what a T-strap is?
No, I do not know what a T-strap
I don't
is.
think there's a T-strap in Brian's closet, Granny.
No.
I don't know.
T-strap. Oh, a thong? Why don't you say a thong?
A what?
Never mind. You don't know what a thong is?
No.
Why are we having this conversation?
What part of the body is it on?
Does it go on the
woman.
top or the bottom?
On your
Butt?
butt. Yep.
Okay.
Granny had to be very careful. So it's a thong.
Why are we having this conversation?
According to the Old Testament of the Bible, who is the father of both Isaac and Ishmael?
Job.
Abraham.
Wrong.
Oh, really?
Abraham.
I just...
Did you say that?
Yes, he
I'm so-
did.
Yeah, I
Oh, okay. You're right.
Yeah.
I just didn't hear you.
Well, Granny, I hope you had a happy birthday today.
I had to.
Hey, we got a special present for you. You are officially being inducted, yes, into the Hall of Awesome.
It's about time.
Yes. You know what that is,
Oh,
Granny?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I want everybody to see this. How can I show it?
Clearly, Granny is really excited about being inducted into the Hall of Awesome. She's busy showing off her trophy.
Is that an old gray mare trophy?
It's got a horse on it for some reason. Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Lance Storm is joining us here today. We're going to have a lot of time for questions today, so if you got questions, text them to me, 425-780-7566. That is 425-780-7566. Whatever you want to ask regarding pro wrestling, what's going on in the world, etc. F4WOnline@gmail.com as well. But start sending your questions in now, and we will get into those here in just a moment. Check something here. All right.
I can take questions on my new ratty beard that's growing in.
Yeah, your new ratty beard. What is with that?
I'm seeing how long I can tolerate it and see where I get.
You gonna grow it out like Santa Claus?
I don't know. There's a lot of bearded men in Impact, in TNA, and I didn't realize there was a big pro-beard community among bearded people. They really want me to keep it at least until the AMC debut. January 15th, 9 till 11 on AMC. Impact going live on January.
All right. New season of LFG. Kevin Owens and Natty will be in mentorship roles, which is good. Get Kevin Owens doing something. That'll be great. They're currently filming Bully Ray and Booker T, also back as mentors. And I saw a clip. I've never watched this show. But I did, I was just on social media or whatever, and there was a clip. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened, but basically it was like, I think Tyra May Steele was there, and The Undertaker was there, and Gunther was there. And I guess Gunther was there as like a guest coach or whatever. And Gunther ends up going up to The Undertaker, and I can't remember what he said, but it was something like, with all due respect, what is she doing? She should be a killer. How does she not understand that she's a killer and that she should be out there killing people? And they cut away and they go to Undertaker. And Undertaker's sitting there and he's just like, that guy said that to me? And I was like, bro, do you know who I am? And then he paused for a second and he goes, but then I thought about it, and you know what? He was right. I was like, wow, how about that?
You mean the Olympic gold medalist should be good at wrestling?
The Olympic gold medalist should know that she should be out there murdering people and not out there selling or doing flips or whatever. Maybe I do need to watch some of this show. Also got to see if they do anything with Penta's injury. I know some people are still skeptical that Penta is actually injured, but I think he is. But I know there has been some skepticism based on, I guess, in the past he has, in fact, faked an injury or two. So, but I think he's hurt.
It was a pretty crappy landing, to be honest.
It really was. It really was. WWE has a date for their first ever premium live event in Italy. Who here is listening from Italy? Raise your hand. We got anyone from Italy here? Huh?
They need to bring Santino Marella back. Didn't he debut in a Raw or a SmackDown in Italy? Came out of the crowd and won the IC title from Bobby Lashley.
I was wondering if he was going to be there. I mean, he's available, right?
I would imagine.
That would actually be a big pop if he showed up there. So anyway, it will be Sunday, May 31st. City and venue yet to be announced. But it's going to be there on that day in Italy. So Nick Khan had talked about doing a PLE there in 2026. And Sports Business News reported the PLE will coincide with WWE's weekly programming slate becoming available on Netflix in Italy, replacing WBD. But that is yet to be announced. It'd be the 6th PLE announced for 2026. We got the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, Elimination Chamber in Chicago, WrestleMania 42 in Vegas, and SummerSlam in Minneapolis, and Money in the Bank in New Orleans. Money in the Bank is in September. So, second international PLE of the year. I got to look at the schedule, but I think that between the beginning of January, they got like 6 weeks where WWE is not running any shows in the U.S., I believe. So, a lot of international travel, a lot of international touring. And they got that house show. They got a house show tour coming.
Oh, the holiday tour that they do every year?
Yep, they got a holiday tour. And the tickets are selling all right. You know, they're gonna be doing pretty well. I mean, it's not going to be like 11, 12,000 or anything like that for TV, but I think they're running like 5,000, 6,000 seat buildings. They're probably going to sell out all of them.
Are they at least pricing decent? Because I think the whole appeal was you used to get your kids or the wrestling fan in your family tickets for Christmas. $8,000 for a ticket's an awful expensive Christmas gift.
Yes, the tickets are... I can actually find some here. WrestleTix, of all places, had ticket prices. Let's see here. Yeah, for Worcester... the cheapest ticket is $44, which isn't like
bad.
Super cheap, but it's not $31,000 for ringside at John
I
Cena's.
had breakfast at Denny's when I was in El Paso. It cost almost $45.
Yeah, Rochester, New York. The tickets were $74 for the cheap seats, but there's 2 weeks left until the show. They've dropped them to $69. So that one's not selling particularly well. They're at $2,700, and they're set up for $54.88. So they'll probably continue to drop prices on that one. And NXT is also going. Actually, today they're in Greensboro, and they got 1,400 out of 1,800. They might sell out, but actually they won't sell out because it's a 2,400 seat building. But the point is, those cheap tickets are $37, so much more reasonable to go to an NXT show nowadays. Problem is, you have to watch NXT when you do that.
I'm sure house shows are fun.
This person here says, they wouldn't have Santana win the belt just to have Ziggler cashing his briefcase on him, right? You're asking me? Hey, listen, you know what the story of wrestling is in 2025 so far? Heat. Heat and crushing your favorites. So I don't put anything past anybody at this point. I feel like we've learned that over the last several weeks. All right, let's see what we got in the text message bin here. This person says, do you think SmackDown will have trouble staying over 1 million viewers when it goes back to 3 hours? A third hour usually brings down the average. Yes, I do. They're teetering. They're teetering at 1 million viewers. And my guess is that they're going to fall below 1 million viewers probably pretty regularly in 2026 when they go back to 3 hours. They need to find another show to follow SmackDown so that SmackDown can go back to 2 hours. This Braun Strowman show's doing well. So they need to either, get a new season of that to start halfway through the year, or the Belly Boys need to do a show.
The who?
The Belly Boys. NXT. Hank and Tank.
Ah.
That's their gimmick, the Belly Boys. Even though only one of them really has a belly. But anyway, yeah, I think the SmackDown, the plan is it will be 3 hours, and then eventually they'll get another show to follow it, to move it back to 2 hours. I mean, listen, I can't believe I'm saying this. I think realistically the show probably needs to just go to 3 hours and stay there. Because here's the thing. It's better at 2 hours. It's much better at 2 hours. In a perfect world, all shows should be 2 hours. But I'm so sick of seeing everybody stranded and floundering in NXT. We need to bring some people up. If the show is 3 hours, it opens another hour of programming to put more bodies on that roster. And the problem, here's my problem. Fine. If you want to stay 2 hours, stay 2 hours. If you want to go 3 hours, go 3 hours, get more people on there. But the 3 to 2, I watched it this year. The 3 hours was too long, but then they cut to 2 hours, and for 2 or 3 months, the show was horrific at 2 hours. Because now they had way too many people. They had a 3 hour roster, but now it was a 2 hour show. And then the matches were shorter, and it was a mess. And now they finally got where it's good again. And now they're going to go back to 3 hours. So it's I would rather not have the up and down. I can survive 3 hours. I don't think it's best for the business, to be honest. I don't think you're going to cultivate new fans with every show being 3 hours long. I think 2 hours is a totally fine amount of time for a show. But if it's going to facilitate a larger roster and getting some of these people out of NXT, for the love of God, I will suffer through 3 hours of SmackDown permanently.
And add some more belts so those people have something to do.
No! No, Lance! Stop it! Golly. Let's see. Chris Benoit submitted John Cena. Kurt Angle submitted John Cena. Mm-hmm. There's a list of the people that submitted him. They actually have been. They haven't said that he's never been submitted.
But he's never been submitted since he's been the never give up John Cena in the jorts.
Gunther did say, I'm going to make you do what you have never done, which is give up, which is submitting. But Gunther did do an interview, and he did specifically say, it's been a really long time since John Cena submitted. So it's not like the Andre the Giant thing, he's never been slammed, he's never been beat. They're not totally full of it. They are admitting that a long time ago he gave up.
Ruthless aggression, John Cena has tapped out.
Yes. All right. Brian, if I may ask, have you heard anything about Hikaru Shida? Also, should Takeshita win the Continental Classic and beat Okada in the finals? I have heard nothing about Hikaru Shida. I think, a lot of the Japanese talent, this seems to happen with all of them every year. It's like they vanish for long periods of time, they come back for a short run, and then they vanish for long periods of time again. It's kind of like, here's the thing. In WWE, one of the reasons that Will Ospreay chose AEW over WWE was WWE was going to make him move. And AEW was like, you want to live in the UK? Great, you can live in the UK. It's going to be a long flight. We may need you every week, but if you want to live there, that's fine. WWE does not do that. If you're a Japanese talent, you ain't living in Japan, and then they're going to fly you over every week. So there's like pluses and minuses to it. Like for the performers, hey, listen, you want to live in Japan and sign a contract with AEW? Great, they'll let you do it. WWE will not. However, if you're a fan, well, the downside of that is this happens. You live in Japan, and like virtually all of the talent that live in Japan, it's like they're only in for short periods of time, and then they vanish for long periods of time. Whereas in WWE, it's like you're going to see Asuka every week. You're going to see Kairi every week. You're going to see Io Sky every week. They live in this country. So there's pluses and minuses to both. But I think that's your Shidas and your Rihos. I mean, they're just going to be here and there. I mean, I presume that's what's happening. I could be wrong. Maybe they both live in Florida and they're just not booked. I don't know. But I know for sure that Ospreay lives in the UK still. And yes, Takeshita should beat Okada in the finals. Plays into the storyline of the Don Callis family and the rivalry. Back in a moment, Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. I think this show was like the best and worst of AEW.
The earliest story of this show was somebody almost died in every match. I thought MJF's head was going to fall off his body.
It looked like he put his own head into the mat as hard as he could.
Momo kicks Mercedes. Mercedes might have a bruised larynx.
I was certain Swerve had broken his neck.
Man, this dude landed right on his head.
Mariah May versus Toni Storm.
Good Lord.
Mariah gets her hands on a champagne bottle and smashes it right into Tony's crotch.
Some guy in the front row holds up a sign that goes, "For the sickos!"
It sure was.
It's like, well, goddamn, this was for the sickos, all right.
As sick as you can get.
Yes.
I did not have glass to the vajayjay on my bingo card.
I don't know why not.
I certainly hope not.
You should have.
What kind of bingo are we playing over there? And the two big screens just read, "The End." This, in hindsight, absolutely should have ended the show.
Maybe it should have. However, I can't guarantee that this match was going to be this good with this much heat 5 hours into the live show.
Well, there's that.
Following all those matches we saw. Like, true. Every time people say this should main event, it's like, are you sure you want that? Then we had Takeshita and Kenny. Another incredible match.
What is up with they have an announcer that wears a mask?
Oh, no. God, please, not this. Anyway, the match.
What is that about?
I actually was fixing to give Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher the highest star rating on the show, but I would say that by the last 3-4 minutes, I was like, well, you did a little too much here. People are going to be mad, but it's true. We didn't need the Spanish fly off the top of the cage. This match would have been as good or better without it.
The penis first styles clash into the tax.
That should be a finish.
That should be a career ender. It is tomb silent.
Oh, yeah, this crowd's dead.
They've seen every single goddamn thing two human beings can do to each other, and now men are grappling.
And Jason here goes, it's go away heat, Brian. He sucks. Listen, do you guys know what go away heat is?
Listen.
There were 11,000 people in this building. Just like when people hated Jericho. there still is no evidence that he actually ran anybody off. They just didn't want him. Like, there's a difference. You want a different champion, but who is quitting AEW because Jon Moxley retained tonight?
Put the belt on Swerve immediately, as soon as possible. It could be me. It could be you. It could be Mark. Anyone.
I don't want it.
Just, it's run its course.
All right. Golly, this Moxley has heat with these people. What did you think, Mark?
Oh, I'm coming for you now.
I punched him in the diverticulitis. Piss like a sprinkler.
Go
Back
out, and
forth,
we are going to do
back
what was
and
billed.
forth.
No, not like this.
There was more. There was.
It's not for me. Why do you like it
No,
so
Jason.
much? Are you guys on Tony's payroll?
Well, we got a very busy weekend. So, SmackDown, Saturday night's main event, both going to be very big shows. And the plan, and Collision, of course, as well. So I think the plan is that Dave and I will be up after Saturday night's main event tomorrow night, Saturday night, for Observer subscribers. Vinny and I will be up Sunday talking Saturday night's main event and Collision. I may do a solo show talking SmackDown. I think by Monday, everyone's going to want to talk Saturday night's main event and Collision. We'll see what Tom wants to do. But that's I think, the plan. And then we'll be back on Monday to talk, another big week. Raw with the Usos versus the New Day. NXT with their number one contenders match with all of the losers from the Iron Survivor Challenge. Winner faces Obafemi at New Year's Evil and more. And then the Dynamite and Collision Holiday Bash on the 17th with the Elite versus the Don Callis family with $1 million on the line. The Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal with likely the return of MJF. And FTR against the Bang Bang Gang for the AW Tag Team titles. So a lot of big things coming up next week. And then we're heading into Christmas week. You know what Sunday is, Lance, around here?
No, I do not.
Sunday is the day that it gets darker 1 minute later. It's all going the other way starting Sunday, my favorite day of the year. So I should be in a delightful mood Monday, so that'll be fun. And we'll get in all the news with Filthy Tom on that show. So check out the Q&A Lance and I did for subscribers. It's up right now at WrestlingObserver.com. Answered a lot of questions. We'll do those about once a month for our YouTube subscribers live. And the video and audio goes up for everybody afterwards. The new Observer's up on the front page. Lots of great stuff. So anyway, we're going to wrap it up for today. Check out Impact on Thursday nights. Correct, Lance?
Yep, and going live on AMC January 15th.
That's right. So check it out, everybody. And that's it. We'll talk to you again after a while.